Hey guys, it's Marissa. So in today's video, we're obviously doing a little bit something different. You guys really liked my previous video from a couple weeks ago where I did an all gold makeup look. So in today's video, we're doing an all silver inspired makeup look. This is what I came up with, and it's kind of like a cut crease kind of look. And then I didn't have any kind of like silver lipstick or anything, so I just added on eyeshadow to just kind of make it look like that. And it doesn't look too bad, but the lips is what kind of makes it look a little bit crazy. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you wanted to see how I did this look, then just keep on watching. So first we're going to be creating a base for our eye using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral. We're going to be applying this to our eye and then just blending everything out onto our eyelid using our finger. So we're going to be doing a cut crease for this look, so I'm going to be dipping into the shade Mercury from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. I'm going to be using that shade and just trying to make an outline for my cut crease using an e.l.f. concealer brush, and then I'm just going to be buffing everything out using a Morphe brush. And the Morphe brush that I'm using is M321, and I'm just flicking like the excess shadow that I have on my lid already and just really trying to blend and buff everything out. I'm flicking it upwards and just repeating the same thing to the other eye just to give it a more wing-like effect. Then we're going to be dipping into the Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. So we're going to be using the shade Just a Theory, and I'm going to be applying this to the crease of my eye using an e.l.f. precision brush. And it's like a really pretty shimmery brown shade, which I thought would look good with this eye look. After this, we're going to be using the shade Diet Cola, which is the first of the silver shades we're going to be using today. And I'm just going to be applying this with my finger and also the same e.l.f. precision brush just to really get into the inner corners of my eye. The next palette we're going to be using is the Cranberry Academy of Color palette, and we're going to be taking the shade Bliss, which is a really pretty silver shade also, but it also has like this tint of like a brownish to it. So I thought this would be like the perfect shade to use for the outer corner of the eye just because it does have a little bit of a darker tint. And I'm just going to be applying that with my finger again and also that same e.l.f. precision brush. I'm just going to be following along those lines just to kind of mimic that line a little bit and just try to cut the crease as much as possible. To make the cut crease a little bit more dramatic, we're going to be using the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Eyeliner. It's in the shade Disco Daydream, and I'm just going to be applying that right on top over that silver shade that I did. Then we're going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Highlighter in the shade Snowflake, and I'm just going to be applying that with the concealer brush by e.l.f. and just setting that on top of the glitter eyeliner that I use from Urban Decay just to add a little bit more dramaticness to it and just to really make that glitter pop out even more. Then I added a second coat of that glitter liner and the same thing with the loose highlighter just to make everything look a lot more bolder. And then for our eyeliner look, I'm actually going to be using a concealer for this, which is the Makeup Revolution Concealer, which is the cut crease canvas in the shade Halo White. And then after that, I'm going to be setting that all with the James Charles palette in the shade Flashback. And I'm just going to be using that same concealer brush to set everything. And I'm just going to be repeating that to the other eye. To prime my face, I'm going to be using the Ulta Beauty Poreless Face Primer. I'm just going to be adding little strokes of it on my face and then just blending everything out into my skin. Then we're going to be using that same Tarte Shape Tape Concealer from earlier in the shade Fair Neutral. And I'm just going to be applying that to just any kind of dark spots on my face or any kind of redness areas as well. And then I'm just going to be blending everything in using the Real Techniques Beauty Complexion Sponge. To give my under eyes a little bit more coverage, I'm going to be going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fairest. And I'm also going to be applying this to the bridge of my nose, my chin, and also just in between my brows where my forehead is, just to really brighten those spots up. And then I'm going to be setting my face with the Airspun Loose Face Powder in the shade Naturally Neutral. Then I'm going to be going back in with that Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette in the shade Fudge. And I'm just going to be filling in my brows using an e.l.f. angled brush. Then I'm going to be using the Butter Bronzer in the shade 6676 to really just bronze and contour my face. I'm going to be using the ULTA blush brush for this as well. And then to be warming up my face even more, I'm going to be using that same ULTA blush brush as well, just to apply the Tarte blush in the shade Peaceful. Setting my face using the Morphe setting spray and then just blending everything into my skin again using that same beauty blender. And then I'm just going to be going back in with that brush again, and with no product on it, I'm just going to make sure that there is no streaks and that everything is perfectly blended. And then using that same Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Highlighter in the shade Snowflake, I'm going to be applying this to the highest points of my face, and I'm going to be applying this using the e.l.f. blending brush. And then afterwards, for my lower lash line, I'm going to be going in with that same Mercury shade from the Subculture palette. And I'm just going to be applying this using the e.l.f. Precision brush and just trying to buff it out as much as possible. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Rimmel London Scandaleyes Wow Wings in the shade Extreme Black, and I'm just going to be applying a few coats to my top and lower lashes. Afterwards, when I'm done brushing through my eyelashes, I sometimes brush in through my eyebrow as well, just to make sure everything's set in place with that same mascara wand. And then I just buff out my lower lash line one more time too, just to make sure that there's no smudging going on. For lipstick, I'm going to be applying the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star Velour lipstick in the shade Ryland. And then since I don't have any silver lipstick, I'm just going back in with that eyeshadow, which is the Diet Cola shade from the Conspiracy palette. And then that is the completed look. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I just thought it would be something fun that compared to a previous video, which is that gold inspired makeup look. And I'll just see you guys next week. Bye!